Interesting Los Angeles County jail fact. You know, when you go to jail or prison, a lot of these dudes be accustomed to having guns on the street. But you ain't got that in Los Angeles County Jail. All you got is your size and your fighting abilities. Or maybe your homies, in some cases, I guess. So what would your equalizer be? The good old handy dandy shank. I guess that's on like sporadic moments. If it's planned and thought out, hot pot and magic shave. But for this video, I'm gonna explain how to make the only shank I know how to make in county jail. Unless you come up on some metal and, just shape it. However, county jail, you need 2 razors, a toothbrush, and some string. Something that won't allow the razors to move. Yeah, because what you get is 2 razors, put one on either side of the toothbrush, and basically just tie it around the back of the toothbrush till it's nice and sturdy. And the razors come out enough so when you go to slash, whoosh, give them an old school $1.50. Interesting prison story. Like I said before, I started my prison term off in out-of-state prison, Oklahoma. Being though it's out of state, we had a lot of benefits and there was a lot of things that was done different out there. Like whenever the homies came to the dorm I was in, one of the homies, whenever he'd go somewhere, he'd give me his burner, shank. He worked in the kitchen. Well, both of the homies worked in the kitchen, and his was metal. Like, I guess they got it off like a frying pan. Like, it was metal. It was ready to go. So I just assumed, you just got to get it from some metal and just, bend it, shape it, put some tape around it so you don't cut your hands. And that's how you get them in here. Until I went to the level 4 yard after being out of state in California. Like, they sent me to the 4 yard in California prison. So needless to say, that was different. First yard, I could tell the difference. In order to go to yard, you had to flash your light. And then when you flash your light, they open your door. Then you got to go strip down and pass through a metal detector. So the metal burners wasn't getting out. And it's funny, because looking back before I knew, I would hear dudes say things like, yeah, if he don't pay me my money, I got some CD cases for him. They'll laugh, I'll laugh, not knowing what the hell they talking about, just don't want to seem naive. Till one day I was sitting in a day room and it smelled funny. Homie like, oh yeah, homie over there making the burner, got it stanky. I'm like, what? So I go to the homie cell and I watch what he doing. When he say I had a CD case for him, it's because in order to make a burner in prison, first you start a fire, a little smoke controlled fire, and you melt that CD case. Now, while you melting that CD case, you gotta have like some socks, some wet socks on your hand or something like that. Because while it's melting, you have to bend it and shape it and roll it on the floor, get it back hot, roll on the floor, cut to get it at a point. And the wet socks is obviously to protect your hands. You do that with CD cases, shampoo bottles. I like the shampoo bottles. I think they like shake better. And after you made them to an ice pick, basically, you wrap them up. Interesting prison fact. In prison, if like another race outside of your own sees your shank, or like say you drop it, then you supposed to dispose of it and get your ass whooped. I don't know where these rules came from. I can assume it's just to keep tension down. But I've heard about 2 different instances where a person been out in the yard, they drop their burner, boom, it's outsiders see it. Homie's like, oh, bro, you gotta flush that. They flush it. Next day they getting whooped off the yard. Like a DP. Ain't no not like on no mark shit, but it's on some, you just messed up.